What's up, guys? It's Jaden. It's Sunday, and it's a little bit later than I meant to make the video. But as you can see, I'm part of Humans vs Zombies, and I had a mission today, and I've had homework and college stuff. Um, this week's topic is sexuality, so let's get on it. As much as I would like to talk about sexuality in the separation from gender, that's another topic for another week pretty soon. So, um, sexuality is a pretty diverse spectrum, from not being sexual at all to being really sexual towards different groups of people. And there's a lot of labels out there now that people can go by. In the asexual spectrum, there's completely asexual, and that means they don't experience sexual attraction, essentially. Then there's gray sexual, which is very rare sexual attraction. You got demisexual, you need a deep emotional bond with a person before you can be sexually attracted to them. Um, and then you've got everything under kind of like, I call it the bisexual spectrum, but like a lot of people don't like that, and so I'm sorry. But like there's bisexual, attracted to two or more, which is the new definition, not just the two opposite genders. It's two or more ish. Multiple, but not the same as poly, which is multiple. It's generally more. So polysexual is um, multiple, but not all. Pansexual, attracted to all, can be sexually attracted to all genders. And so essentially they call themselves gender blind. But yeah. And then there's allosexual, which is actually just the opposite of asexual. It means you are sexual. That's a term. And then there is like androsexual, sexually attracted to masculine presenting individuals, whether they be men, cis or trans, demi boys, gender fluid people, trans masculine, whatever. And then there's gynosexual, which is attracted to the same kind of group, but like feminine, which is pretty great. And I kind of put all those under kind of like, most of those I put under bisexual, not the andro, allo, or gyno. And then you've got your regular straight up homosexual and heterosexual, and so homosexual being sexually attracted to the opposite gender, and then you have, I did say heterosexual, right? I said heterosexual instead. I don't know. That's heterosexual, and then homosexual is attracted to the same sex, which can be kind of like when you're like not on a hard, like on the binary of gender, even though gender is kind of a little bit more than binary. Um, but if you're not like a hard like man or hard female or whatever, then like being able to label yourself as one of those two can be a little bit more tricky. You can go based off of your sex assigned at birth or whatever, but like it just like feels like weird ground. And then there's like the blanket term of queer, which can be basically anything that's not straight. Which, I mean, we have all these terms, and there's more terms and more sexualities that I am not fully aware of, but a lot of these I've been recently enlightened to, and they're kind of interesting. Um, but I had a point. Sexuality is fairly fluid, in my opinion. Um, and a lot of times, cis men will use this to be like, oh, sexuality is fluid, so like a lesbian can like me, right? Dies. No. It just means that just because you've labeled yourself as something, it doesn't mean that it can change in the future. I used to be like, hey, I'm a bisexual woman, and then I was a lesbian, and then I was a straight guy, and I was a straight guy, but no, no, no. Mm-mm. Then I kind of identified as heteroflexible. I was straight, but like stuff happens. But like I am more than incidentally homosexual. So I identify as bisexual, but I am attracted to basically all genders. Essentially, I am pansexual if you look at the actual terms, but I can't say I'm attracted to all genders. I haven't met all presentations and identities. I don't like calling them gender identities. They're like this shifty ground. Um, but I haven't met everyone in the gender spectrum, so like I can't say I'm attracted to everyone, but I'm definitely not limited. I am definitely attracted to masculine presenting, female identifying, male identifying, people in the middle, people of none, people of both. I don't really care. I'm just attracted to people that are cool and interesting. My friends in the room. This is the only friend I can make videos in front of. I'm sorry. Good. This is her beautiful family tree that she's making for French class. French class? Yeah. So anyways, that's like kind of an overview of the sexualities. Definitely look into it. Always be willing to explore your sexuality. And if you feel like you need to change labels, you don't always have to change labels. You don't even need a label. And never be afraid of changes or attractions that, are legal. I mean, my saying is always, what gets your dick hard, gets your dick hard, but not if it's children or animals. Those are illegal. That's illegal in 48 states. Bestiality is, and well, pedophilia is illegal in all of them. So, that's not the only reason it's morally wrong. They cannot consent to sexual activity, and it's okay if you are not sexual. If you're ace or gray or demi or somewhere in that spectrum, um, never be afraid to be in your label, and never be afraid to label, and never feel required to label or stick with a label. Because I mean, I've come out of the closet 4 times, so like, hey, so yeah, with all that information floating around, I hope you all have a great week. I will see you next time, hopefully earlier in the day. Have a good one. Peace.